Hello, welcome back. So in our previous class, we have introduced ourselves to what an aggregating data and grouping data is and how it is useful in the process of data analysis. So in this class, basically what we are going to handle is to aggregate data in Power BI. Again, it is important to remember that I've said that the most aggregating and the power of aggregating comes in when we are going to deal with measures in Power BI in our upcoming modules. So for this one, just know that it is possible to aggregate and group data on different categories of the columns. So without much ado, let's move into Power BI and aggregate data. From here on my right hand side, you can see I have calendar lookup table, customer lookup, and product lookup. When, for example, I go to my home and go to transform and transform data, and on my right hand side, I choose a query, for example, a calendar. Then you can see the applied steps here. You can see promoted headers, inserted name of the day, inserted start of the week, start of the month, and so on until the last step of inserted the year. So when I scroll to the right, I can have my years or years here. If you have not done this step, then I would advise you strongly to go back to our previous session and redo and save the changes in your data. As we work on the project, all these steps are very, very important. Having said that, allow me to connect to one of our data source. So I can close this query, okay, and say get data. The data that I want to get is text.csv. I want to get this J&J sales, sales 2017, and say open. All right, there we go. We say transform. You look at the data, everything looks fine, and now we can apply a few aggregation or grouping on our data. Let's say what I want to do is to get the quantity or the quantity by territory. Which territory has a higher order quantity? Where are we supplying most of our product? Sounds interesting, right? So I want to get this order quantity, the total order quantities for each of our territories, from 1 to 10 of them. And of course here what we are having is territory key, and you have customer key, you have product key, and so on. This table doesn't have the entire details of territory. For example, territory 1 can have a name, of course is having a name which we are not very sure. All these are going to be unlocked when we are going to create relationship between data tables in our next class, and we are going to discuss why are we having the entire description of territory in this data or fact table. All right, for now, let's just move on and calculate the order quantity for each of our territory. We go to transform, and on the left hand side you can see group by. Say group by. All right, there goes a window for group by. Let's use a basic one. What do we want to group by? We want to group by territory key, give a new name for the column that will be going to be formed from this group by. The name I want to give is order quantity by territory. This is what I want to do. Order quantity by territory. Which operation I want to add? Remember, I've said these are the aggregate functions. I want to sum order quantity by territory. So what do I want to sum? Is order quantity, so that I get the total order quantity for each of the territory. And then I say okay. There we go. You can see we have the first territory key, territory 1, has an order of 6,700, territory number 4 having 9,000. And you can in fact sort it from here, largest to smallest, and see which territory has a highest order and which territory has the lowest order. The territory number 9 has the territory number 9 has the highest order with 9,487, and the territory 3 has the lowest order of 14. You can see how important it is to group and aggregate data basing on some other values or columns in our data. The next thing that I want us to do is maybe grouping over more than one column. For example, I want to get the product that was sold over each of these territories. So for example, if that is what I want to do, so remember we have to delete this step, this group by step. All right, we go to our data. So you can see we have done zero work. We just checked and go back. Okay, what I want us to do from here is go to group by, and this time round we go to advanced. You can see we have more than one group. So the first group is maybe by product key, add grouping, the next by territory, so that we have each product key sold in each of the territory. We can give it a name. The new column that will be formed have quantity product for each territory. All right, then again we are going to have sum, and the column that we want to sum is again this order quantity, and then we can say okay. There we go. So now you can see, let me sort this smallest to largest, for example. You can see for the product key 2014, I have a number of them here. And then for territories, again, the values can repeat. So what does this mean? This means that the product key number 14 in territory 4, the order quantity, the orders that have been done for this product in this territory is 227. This product 2014 has only been ordered in these territories. So you can see there is no order for the third territory or this product 2014 in territory number 3, for example, right? So those are the few order and group actually aggregation in Power BI. In our next session, we are going to look at pivoting. Enjoy learning.